This right here is the brand new Hollyland PYRO 7-inch monitor. It is a $549 monitor that really packs a punch. And a quick disclaimer, Hollyland did send me out this monitor to check out and review, but they have no say whatsoever on what I actually say about this monitor. The first thing I want to touch point is going to be the price point of this monitor. This monitor is coming in around $549, but you are getting a super high quality monitor to say the least. So for the entire build of this camera monitor, it is 7 inches long by 5 inches tall, and it's made out of magnesium aluminum. On the back right here, you can put either 2 MPF batteries, or you can switch it out and put a V mount or a G mount instead of the 2 NPF batteries. And then on the bottom, you do have your DCI import, which it does come with this little DCI to DTAP, which has been super handy in a rig video that I'm doing. You do have your SDI in, your SDI out, HDMI in, HDMI out headset, and your USB-C port for inputting LUTs if you want to. On this side, you do have 3 mounting points, one on this side, one on the bottom, and then one on this side. But there is also a little SD card that comes with, which is a 32GB SD card, because you do get video recording in this monitor. And then lastly, on the top of the monitor, you do have your 2 ports right here, which are going to be for your antennas that you can plug on. It does come with these little yellow tubes, which I plan on keeping, because whenever you don't need transmission, you don't actually need to have these long antennas on, which is kind of nice because I don't always need transmission and I just want a really high quality screen, and it's kind of nice that you don't have that. And then lastly, on the top, you have your 2 function buttons, an F1 and F2 that you can customize, and then a switch to turn it on or off. So for features of this camera, this is a touchscreen camera, and it does have up to 1200 nits of brightness. On the bottom, you do have your waveforms, you have vector scopes, you have histograms that are all movable, you have focus assist / peaking, you have zebras, you have your false colors, which are super useful. You can add LUTs if you like. You can also zoom in 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and the list kind of goes on and on. Now, something that I personally really like on this monitor, especially just as a YouTuber in general, or if you just want a backup of your footage and do a clean feed, you can also record on this monitor. It can show what you're doing and you are able to fully record. Now, the nice part here is you can see all your settings on your camera monitor, and that's personally what I like, especially as a YouTuber and someone who just wants to see my settings and show you guys what my settings are in my cameras. I can easily do that now with this monitor. Now, necessarily for the general person, for a filmmaker, I could see this kind of being useful for people who kind of want to have that backup footage, or potentially use these as proxies for cameras that are not able to record proxies. So there's some added benefits depending how you look at it. Now, all the basic features aside, this is not where this monitor really stops. The really cool part is when you start adding these antennas and then you kind of take it to the next level, and you are able to get up to 1,300 feet in transmission. With this one transmitter, you're able to send 4 video signals to 4 separate receivers that transmissions live video feed. And it doesn't stop there, because it's only going to be about 6 milliseconds of a delay. So even for focus pulling, you might be able to get away with this, but definitely as a director's and a client monitor, it really is really nice. But if you don't have the money to buy the receivers that Hollyland sells, what you can also do with an iPad or an iPhone or your client's phones is they can connect via their phone, via the App Store on the Hollyland app, and connect directly to your monitor and get live video signal. Now, personally, I find this extremely helpful, especially when I don't want to connect up to a giant 15-inch monitor. I can just slide out my iPad, connect up to the monitor, and now I'm able to have directly from this monitor right here. Now, with the live video signal, you can obviously turn off and just use this as a monitor. You can change this to be a receiver. You can do broadcast mode. You can also change your scene mode. So if you want to have higher quality footage, you can send over higher quality footage. Or if you want smoother footage that's a little bit faster and not as delayed, then you can use the smooth mode right here. There's a ton of different things that you're able to do with just this monitor right here. Now, there is just 2 cons, if that I personally see with this monitor. The first con is going to be there is no currently a 5-inch option in this design and style. They do have the 5-inch Mars monitor, I believe, on their website, but it would be nice to see the Pyro 5 eventually come out. And the second con that I personally see happening to myself on sets more and more is if I accidentally hit this little top switch right here, I can just accidentally turn off the monitor and cut the video signal really fast because the switch is easily able to switch on and off with ease. Now, the thing that's nice about it is because sometimes when you're on a monitor, you're pressing a button and you don't know when the monitor actually turns on. So I do like the switch more than I like other monitors with just buttons and things like that that you have to press and hold. However, I do kind of wish that there was some way to lock the top switch so it doesn't cut video signal when you are recording, just because it seems like something that can easily happen when you're just moving this monitor, you know, up or down depending on the scenario. So my final thoughts. For the price, the high quality metal build, the features that you get with this monitor, it's definitely going to be something that is going to be a value add when you are on set, especially with clients being able to even easily connect up to their phones or to other monitors just to provide that higher quality client experience is just going to be making yourself feel and look more professional on set when you have something kind of like this. This is also a nice big screen, so when the clients do eventually want to look over your shoulder and see what's going on, it's a nice large display that can show off the product or show off whatever you're filming in that moment. But the great part is, again, you can use your phone, you can use an iPad, or you can use clients' phones and have them connect up and be able to have their entire own video signal and feed. And especially for clients signing off on things, saying like, hey, does this look good? You don't have to have your client walk over, check over your shoulder, look at the monitor, make their adjustments. They can simply just see their phone and be like, yeah, that looks good, and see it in the moment. And it makes the whole revision process later on in post much easier when you're connecting up to a monitor like this, even via your phone. So anyways, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the comments below, what you think of the Hollyland PYRO 7. If you're thinking about checking out this monitor, definitely use the links in the description because it does support the channel. But if you want to see how I use this monitor and entire video rig build from S5 IIX, you can check out that video right there. And then YouTube recommends you might like this video right here. Until next one, guys, peace.